just your expression, what you wanted to do, and that you could do it whenever you wanted and as much as you wanted, and I did it a lot. I started skateboarding when I was about 13 years old, and I think like 1986. I was pretty much attracted to skateboarding because there was no set times you needed to skateboard. You could just go out and do it whenever you wanted. I really wasn't into like team sports and didn't like the fact that you needed like 10 guys to do something, or you had to be at a practice at a certain time. I liked the fact that skateboarding was like just your expression, what you wanted to do, and that you could do it whenever you wanted and as much as you wanted, and I did it a lot.
Growing up skating in the late 80s, early 90s, it was very new. It was, everything was just happening. It was just being invented. It was evolving every day. The media that was behind it was always changing as well. So the videos that were coming out were something very new at the time. And, growing up, the fashion was always changing too. And it wasn't, in the mix of the culture. It was definitely, it was underground more, and when you saw someone who had skateboarding t-shirts or a skateboarding hoodie, you knew that they were down to skateboard. You knew it was definitely somebody more connected to it than I would say today.
It was cool. It was definitely like, it was a cool scene. It was different. It was the whole like anarchy against like establishment kind of thing. It wasn't like a team sport. It wasn't like, it was like your own thing, which made it cool, and back when we were kids, I mean, we would look down and look at a kid's shoes and saw that he had a pair of Vision Streetwears on and be like, well, this kid skates, and like, that was like your next best friend, you know what I mean? Like, that's how skating was back then.
This is a commercial for Vision Streetwear in 1988. The style and attitude shown here is what skateboarding was about, standing against conformity and the mainstream. Between then and now, televised contests, video games, and a generalized growth in media coverage transformed the image of a skateboarder from misguided youth on wheels to professional athletes that make millions of dollars while dating lingerie models, and also creating things like this.
Let me get a skateboard.
Which one do you want?
I don't care, they're all the same shape.
In the world of pro skateboarding, there are a few guys who've got it good. Booyah! And a million more who want it bad.
Could you even imagine what it must be like to ride in that thing?
Yeah.
No, what does that mean?
Girls, money, signing autographs. Get the moron out of the pool.
Media, I mean, like, skateboarding started getting bigger. I mean, skateboarding always goes up, it goes down.
So the idea came along through my friend Frank Langoni, my partner, to start Theory in 1997 or so. And we threw the idea around for a couple months as I was like graduating from school, and then we just went ahead and did it, kind of like followed their dreams and opened the shop. And it's been 13 years, and we've gone through a lot of different cycles of skateboarding over the time, but it's still a lot of fun, and I love it to this day.
Growing up skateboarding, it was always hard to come up with money to always buy new stuff, new shoes, new decks. So I got in the habit of selling my stuff before I trashed it. So I would always try to pawn it off on friends so I could, buy more stuff. And it just kind of clicked with me that I liked selling the skateboards, like selling the shoes, and, just kind of working with it that way. And at the same time, I love being involved with the community of skateboarders and snowboarders, just, talking the talks, telling the stories, going on the trips. And, you really get to be involved in that, being at a shop all the time.
So over the last 13 years, in order to be the local shop, we've tried to do as much as we can to give back to the community. We've built 5 public skate parks, been doing skate camp for 10 plus years, demos, contests, giveaways. I mean, everything we can do to help skateboarding we've tried to do in this area. We put out 5 videos that show all local talent. We have a skateboard team. Good time. I got 2 boys that go skateboarding with them now, so that's kind of like learning it all over again through them, and getting them involved in skateboarding has been a lot of fun. So then it's really hurts when you see a business from California that has multiple locations, chain store, come into the area and try and take over everything that we've kind of built in skateboarding in this area. It sucks.
What I do for the community and seeing what happens with different stores and brands and stuff like that growing and just kind of leeching off of the backbone of the small shop owners and the even the small brands that are out there trying to come up, that are trying to do things for their community. It's kind of it's a bummer. It definitely, you do a lot of work for a very little amount, and when that little amount becomes smaller, it's hard to deal with. But you just got to realize that you didn't do it for the money. You're here for the love of it. So you just got to keep on doing what you're doing. I feel that things are always going to change. Nothing's going to ever stay the same. As far as having more heart, I'd say that's to each individual. I don't want to take anything away from the kids that are out there doing it now. There's some kids that love it just as much as I love it. There's a lot of people out there though that all they want to do is be the next YouTube legend, and that part of it kind of bothers me to a certain degree. But there's enough kids out there that love it the same way I did, so I think that's great. That's why I'm in it.
So hopefully skateboarding's heading in the right direction, where we're kind of in a lull right now, and some of corporate America doesn't make some money and they fall out, and then it kind of gets back to being the core shops, and the people start supporting the core shops again, and then all is good again until it happens again in a new video game and a new Olympics or something, and then corporate America comes back in. The cycle will continue, but hopefully for a while they stay out.
I think that skateboarding's got a tough road ahead of itself, and we'll definitely see.
Where do you think skateboarding is headed? What do you see from your average customer that comes in here, that comes into the skate shop? What's your average?
They're up to no good. They're stealing some shit, straight up. I'll give it to you. They're not going to buy anything. They want it for free.